Hi, Kwonyin.
Hi, Sylvia.
Um, I'm really excited because I think we kind of came up with like a parts work that we wanted to do
Mhm.
for today, and it's
Yeah.
a very catalyzing experience, I feel like, and hence the catalyst frequency in my background. And then for you is the yin yang of two parts ending the war to come in peace, like the yin and yang.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I love how we're just so synchronized naturally. Like both of us had no
Yeah.
idea, but it just kind of perfectly aligned with what we want to do parts work in.
hmm
And then do
So I
you want
think
to
this,
kind of explain? Yeah.
yeah, so we came upon these two parts, which I think I'm sure many can relate to this internal and external conflict. And it's being in a situation where maybe one part is um, kind of more attuned to the needs of the self, but less attuned to the needs around, to other people's needs.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the part that is more attuned or prioritizing other people's needs and less attuned prioritizing the needs of the self.
Yeah.
So the conflict that can arise between these parts within the self and also between other people,
Yeah.
with between you and others.
Uh-huh. And so basically the the like belief would be I cannot be there for myself fully and be there for others at the same time, equally.
Yeah, it
Where,
seems like these needs are opposite each
yeah,
other.
it's like if
You have
I'm,
to choose either one or the other, but you
yeah,
can't have both.
both. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's I feel like that's like a collective. I would
yeah,
say it's like a collective belief where if we would ask and go out there and ask strangers like, hey, if you can like, do you believe that you could be there for yourself and others at the same time fully? Versus do you believe you can like you have to choose between either yourself or others? And I
mhm,
would and I think you and I both agree most people would say that of like,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, this is a big um subconscious and conscious
Hmm.
battle, I
Hmm.
think.
Hmm. And like
Um,
if we
where you
choose,
it
oh, go
doesn't
ahead.
seem possible where both can exist. And
Yeah.
because it seems possible, you have to either sacrifice yourself, abandon yourself
Hmm.
for connection with others,
Yeah.
or you have to completely be isolated and have no connection in order to have yourself.
Hmm. And with that said is if that's the choice or the solution where okay, you have to pick between this or this. So if you pick the self, you're gonna appreciate it, but then like you're gonna run into problems with like how you did not choose others at the same time. Like
Mhm.
you're happy that you chose yourself, but maybe there's going to be some conflict with the situation of not choosing others.
Mhm.
Or if you choose others first and said, okay, forget it, I'm not going to choose myself, I'm going to choose the other today. You
Yeah.
might be happy with choosing others, but somewhere within yourself, you're not going to be fully happy because you know you had to disown your desire too. So in the end, whichever side you pick, one or the other, it's not a match to being fully like happy, unless with what you said of like, if you just dedicate to fully suppressing this and only dominantly siding with, I'm just going to help others and
Yeah.
only see that as a good thing, then yeah, there is this blind spot that you can have of like, um, when you choose that, it feels fully good, which is not
Yeah.
the case when you
Yeah.
really look into yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this pattern of one or the other is also
what
you know,
everyone wants.
of one or the other.
No, of having yourself and others at the same time.
Yeah,
That's like
but it's
everyone's desire.
but not everyone knows that it's even possible.
Exactly.
And that's why we're manifesting genocide and war.
Yes. And oh, and can I say something else too? If you side, so when you choose one or the other, you make one better and the other worse. You make one good versus the bad. And so
Yeah.
it naturally becomes harder to see the good in what you think of in the like of what you have already perceived it as bad now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
take on this belief of um it's yeah, like if you totally abandon it and for you to feel good, you have to basically suppress it and say that is bad. I'm being good. I'm being good for being there for myself only.
Hmm.
And only and seeing all the negativities of and validating why that is true for the self.
Yeah. Right.
And then the
Uh,
other part, if you side with only helping others,
yeah.
like you see more of that positivity and only how it's bad to think of yourself only. Like you're selfish if you only think of yourself. And so you kind of like validate that what you're choosing is more positive. So keep doing that,
Yeah.
which is not true.
Yeah. But then, whichever side you choose, you're always going to feel like it's not complete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as long as you're demonizing the opposite,
Hmm.
in a sense, you're splitting yourself in half too,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
you won't feel complete.
Yeah. And that is why whether you choose this or this, it's not going to be fully happy.
Uh-huh. It's not integration.
Yeah.
When you're only just like seeing only the
Yeah.
positivity of one thing
Yeah.
or only the negative of one thing.
Uh-huh. Because you're just utilizing ways to just adapt and say, no, 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 this is good, and just
Yeah.
adapting to that.
And
And like,
interestingly enough, what I'm seeing with a lot of people is, well, when you're with so on one side, it could easily also, the pendulum could shift
uh-huh.
to the complete opposite to
Yeah.
like what's happening in the, like in the political parties too, the
Yeah.
Democrat,
Yeah. Or
Republicans.
even with
Like,
COVID or even with
yeah,
anything,
they can just like
anything.
switch sides
Uh-huh.
because the energy of polarization is like, um when you're not healing the energy of polarization and you're just taking one opinion
Hmm.
to like hate the other, you can just as well be on the other side and be doing exactly the same thing to the other side, and it's the
Hmm.
same energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And both sides could have total valid reasons, there's no, yeah, both sides are valid
Yeah.
in some sense. They
Yeah.
all, each has
Uh-huh.
validity
And
for the position
the
they are
real
on.
truth is being there for the self and being there for others. And even when a person splits, like I'm going to side with the self only, and I'm going to side with being there for others only. Or if a person has both of them, where one time they're just fully there for the self, and another time they're just fully there for the like other person. Um, People can do that. They can pendulum swing, like you said, you know? But if you so basically what that's saying is deep down inside, as the whole of that person, they're desiring both. I want to be there for the self. I want to be there for others. But it's almost like they live a double life. Okay, today I'm going to choose just to be there for the self. And today I'm only going to choose just being there for others. But and so if that's the case, if that's you, then that means deep down inside, you do desire both because you find yourself doing both, manifesting both for you. But what if they both can like manifest together without it being like only this and only this? Yeah. And if you just manifest, and let's say I'm not that kind of a person, I only am a person that only sees choosing the self as positive, and like I hate being there for others because like for whatever good reason. And, and it's believable, right? Why this person is only choosing the self. But the thing is, when you see it as only as a positive thing of choosing yourself, you run into society where people will like see like, oh, you're being selfish. You're being selfish. You only think of yourself, right? So like, and then if you don't feel good because you only feel good that you're there for yourself, but you keep manifesting reflections where people will say, oh, but you're being selfish for only thinking about yourself, right? That means to that person who only sees a positive choosing one side means, and you're manifesting people who are calling you out on it in a negative way, deep down inside, the root is still the same. You want to be able, your true desire is wanting both, being there for
Hmm.
yourself and others. But somehow you couldn't find that, so you just definitely just went with one, um, um, like siding with one part of you. Yeah. So in the end, we all want that, being there for ourselves and others at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels safe to do that. And if it did feel safe to do that, everyone would want that. Everyone. Safely, everyone would safely acknowledge, yeah, that's what I would choose and want. Genuinely. If I could have myself and others at the same time where I don't have to sacrifice one or the other, yeah, everyone would want that. And I guess with excitement with that discovery today, I think you and I want to explore that of taking on the opposite part of like, and I don't know, like, so one of us will take on the part of just the self, and the other one will take on the part of just being there for others.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think,
how should we
yeah,
this?
I know I have a easier time. I know that my awareness is, um, I haven't, my past self, it was so dominant with siding. I would side with the part of me that is being there for others more. Um, and it was okay to not be there for me fully.
Hmm.
And I am aware of it, but I would like to be, or is it the opposite?
Being more with yourself and
Yeah,
less
yeah,
others.
yeah. I think I would like to take on the part of um, being there for myself. Like, would that work? Or no, would it be better if I go into um, being there for others because that's what I know because my past self was more of that.
Being there for others.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
And what about you?
I'm thinking, what if I was your opposite that's judging you for being there for others?
Judging me for being there for others?
I could be the part of you
Uh-huh.
that feels abandoned by you when you're being there for others. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah,
Which means I am more for being for the self. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. But where do others play in? Because I feel like that's working on one side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because I feel like I think parts work on strongly believing that no, it's better to just like be more for the self than others. And then
Hmm.
another part taking on, no, it's better to be there more for others than myself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Those are the opposites.
Yeah. What if I were to ask you, what do you have a calling for to take on? I kind
Um,
of don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I could go either way.
Okay.
I feel like I have
Okay.
more now, more of my conscious dominant self that's like for the self.
For the self. Okay. Then I wonder if it would be helpful, and I think it
You're
would be
like
more helpful
then
for me.
helpful for each of us to take on the opposite of our
Opposite.
comfort
Yes.
zone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 So I will take on the part of me that's like only for the self.
Okay.
Okay.
And me, I'm only for the collective.
Yeah. Like others. Okay.
Others.
Yeah.
You should prioritize others.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
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 Ooh, I'm excited. Okay.
All right.
So
So
I, Sylvia, with my free will, take on the part of myself and the collective. Um, yeah. Actually, no, I just take on the collective belief of strongly siding with the belief that it's better to be there for their self more than other people.
like Kwonyin take on the part of the collective and the self that's for citing and prioritizing others more than the self.
Okay, so this is interesting. I feel um, empowered in knowing that I did a good job and I feel like a good person in my decision of choosing myself more over others, but knowing that you are for others, um, I don't feel like, I don't know, there's something about me where um, I know you're going to oppose what I say. So I feel like I rather feel more reserved with what I already know is so good. I
Okay.
don't really feel safe to voice myself out fully, um, knowing you have the opposite belief.
All right. I have this feeling that feel like a kind of threatened by people like you.
Mm. Why? I find like I can't even understand that. Like it's a definite like why?
Because don't you know that if you're just thinking about yourself only,
Hmm.
then all of us will perish.
No, no, because everyone will be thinking about themselves. Well, and if they don't, then yeah, they will perish. I feel like if you don't think about yourself, yes, it will perish.
See, I feel like we need to be thinking about each other.
That's interesting because I feel like to be on your end, yeah, we're doomed. And you feel like being on my end means the collective is doomed.
I just feel like where's the support?
What support?
If we're like molecules, where's the connectivity for us to create something better so that we're all not drowning?
Oh, I don't know. It feels so gross. Um, I don't know, something about what you said, like I don't even want to put my energy uh about like being there for others. Ooh, it feels threatening.
Yeah, I feel
It
your
doesn't
threat.
feel safe. But
Okay.
it's so crazy. You feel the same way as me, but
Yeah.
of each other. And that's like I don't get that. I really don't get that.
I just feel like I'm thinking about us and it
Oh,
doesn't
you're
work
not.
if I'm thinking about all of us and you're just thinking about myself.
Oh, and I feel like you're not even thinking about me. So you saying that gets me kind of like I laugh because it sounds ridiculous. Like, how are you thinking about me? I feel like you thinking about me feels so unhealthy. In some sense, I kind of want to trigger you.
I'm already triggered. So, okay. But I'm getting some kind of awareness here that
Yeah.
you don't feel included when I'm thinking about us.
I don't feel, yeah, I'm not included. Like, I don't feel safe to be included. And I feel like um the inclusion is, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm not included. And I got kind of scared there because I feel like I just had this thought and I don't even want to reveal it anymore because I feel like you're going to use that on me.
Okay. Do you want to share it or no? You want to keep it to yourself because you're selfish.
Oh, now I don't want to reveal it after you said that because I recognize I'm calling myself out here. And now that you threw that at me, it feels like, oh, you threw, like you just shot at me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you now.
Okay, fine. You can keep it to yourself, which proves that
I'm not selfish,
you
which
don't
proves
want
I'm
a
not selfish.
relationship. You're not
No,
thinking of
no,
others.
it doesn't feel safe. Like including others doesn't feel safe.
That's why you
I
only
feel
want
like I do a good job of, like, I feel like you don't know how to properly take care of the self. You don't know how to take care of the self. So I never feel included. Yours is always out there. How can I help others? How can I be there for others? How? And I see that you genuinely enjoy it. Or like, even if you don't enjoy it, like those times where you have to feel like you have to be there for others, and times when you really do want to be there for others, either way, it doesn't matter. Whether you really do and you are, and you're like not wanting to and you have to, so you are, like, you're so busy with others, like, you're not including me. You're not including the self. How are you including the self? What's just because I'm not whining or crying? And even if I do, like, do you even know how to properly take care of me? Because all of your energy is going out to others.
Mm.
And no, I don't. And for me, I don't really care to learn how to be there for others. Like, what good comes out of it? Because if you're my role model, like, I don't want to be you. And that's the impression I get from you. Like, I don't want to learn to be like you. That means I lose myself.
Mm.
I feel like you're only surviving because of me, too. That because I'm thinking about only the self.
I don't get that. How am I only surviving because of you?
Because I am you. I am the self. I am the self of you. I am the self of you. If I don't take care of me, how do you go out there and be there for others? If I don't take care of me, you wouldn't even have the energy to go out there and like do these things for other people, whether it's a want to or a have to.
Hmm.
And I just hate the fact that you kind of abuse me in that way.
Hmm. Okay, you're right. I am seeing how I'm kind of using.
Whoa, you said I'm right?
Yeah, I just realized you just helped me realize that I'm kind of using other people.
What did you say? Oh,
My other
oh,
video just disappeared.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
good.
Well, my other phone camera just died, but we can
Oh,
just continue on.
okay.
Okay. No, I just had this realization that I was using other people outside of me to kind of avoid seeing myself, taking care of myself.
Oh,
I thought all that care outside would somehow come back to me.
wait, I think I'm in that part still because I having a hard time understanding what you're saying. Like, how is that being there for the self?
No, I'm saying that's how I'm not being there for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I feel like you doing that is being there for yourself somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was getting by being there for other people.
Yeah.
But I realized that's still not the same thing as being there for myself.
So it seems like you're recognizing the difference of being there for the self when you are with others and being there for yourself when you're just wanting to be there for yourself like that.
Yeah, there's a difference from like getting something for myself. Um, like when I'm there for other people, I do also receive for myself.
What do
I am getting something for myself, but that is still not the same thing as me receiving from myself.
how are you how are you receiving for the self by being there for others?
I get appreciation, I get connection.
So you are needing the validation of that from others, and that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
oh,
I was and I'm realizing that um that is my way. That has been my only way of receiving, but that's still different from me receiving from myself.
like you feeling it for yourself.
Yeah, my me feeling it for myself, not getting it just from others.
So if I understood you correctly, you're saying the only reason why I didn't feel you including me was because you thought I was being included, but you're finding out I was not included because
Yeah.
what was in the way was you not feeling that for your own self, but the outside making you feel that way. So you are able to feel it from the outside. And
Yeah.
and I feel like if I'm the root of us,
Uh-huh.
you were only feeling it, but I was never feeling anything.
Yeah.
And but you thought you feeling it was also me feeling it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a blind spot. That's why I have to um, keep my attention on other people because that's my only way of getting something. I didn't know that I had another way also of giving myself what I need for myself.
So what I'm finding out is you are selfish, like you're calling yourself out. Because if you'd say, I'm selfish for thinking about myself only, you're actually doing that in like in secret or something where no one sees that. All people see on the outer reality is you being there for others and oh, what a nice girl, like what a good person for being there for others. That's what you kept reflecting in the external world, but deep down inside in the hidden world where no one really gets to see is you are actually being selfish for yourself, just thinking about yourself.
Yeah, that was my way to get something for myself.
But I don't see that as selfish, but it's, I gotta be honest with you too, like, um, to see somebody else, like be having a reflection through somebody else experiencing what I'm experiencing, it seems like the way you did it feels selfish, more so, because you did it in a way where it was hiding. But it's interesting because I feel like, wait, but I feel like I'm not allowed to say that because I see that you are me. I am you in the external. Yeah, I am you in the external. This is what I look like. This is what you look like in the internal.
Yeah,
I am you in the internal.
you're my internal selfish.
Yeah. And I see that if you keep seeing that of me, then your blind spot is that's how you see yourself. And that's how I became. I don't care if I'm selfish. Like, I already know what I'm doing is right and I'm a good person. I'm being there for me and only me. But in this case, I guess I'm calling myself out too. Now I feel safer calling myself out after calling you out, ironically, which is being there for me is being there for you. Because I remember saying, you wouldn't be here without me. You wouldn't be able to help others if it wasn't for me. So I guess you are my internal self. And I have been trying to neglect and abandon my internal self then, which is you in the external. This is tripping me out right now, this
Mm.
awareness. Where are you at?
Trying to understand what you mean.
Um, I am the self. Without me, you would not exist.
Mhm.
And I somehow ended up supporting myself more
Mm.
because I didn't want to support others because that was or that is painful. Feeling like if I am like you, I'm going to lose myself. So I felt like I don't want to do that because if I do that, I'm going to completely lose myself. And that felt too painful. Like, it felt like I wouldn't even be able to survive this life if I completely side with you. So at whatever point in life, I just decided to just look out for me. And only seeing that as positive. But I was aware that if it wasn't for me becoming like this, you wouldn't have, if I did not choose this for me, of like, I choose to just be there for me. If I didn't do that, like, there's no way you could exist.
Mhm.
So I realized if I choose me and fully me, that means it does automatically include you.
But then how does it feel for you when I'm kind of needing or wanting to support others?
And I think that's the thing I just kind of avoided, where I know me choosing me only means I give you the energy and the support to be there for others. It's almost like we can't be separated, is what it feels like. There is no separation. Like, if I am fully feeling good for me, it is connected to you, where it feels like you get the energy off of me to go out there and help others.
Mhm.
And I think I ended up disliking and being frustrated and angry and maybe resenting somehow you, wanting to blame you for wasting the energy that I'm creating for me. Like,
Yeah.
take it and give it away.
Mhm.
But I realize I cannot, like, I don't know why, but I can't help but to feel like you and I can never separate though. And I think that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to separate you away from me. Like, I'm going to think of you as a separate being, that I'm only going to think that I'm only being there for me and only me. And I just been in that denial where that made me feel better. because to be there for me and to know that you, because I do that, you reap the benefit and you now have the energy too, because you're connected to me and you get to freely use that energy, would have been even more painful. I wouldn't know how to deal with you. It would have been more painful. Like, if I am there for me, that means I'm there for you too. Does that make sense?
Um,
I wanted to disown that. If I'm there for me, that means I'm there for you. And I did not like knowing that. And I do not like knowing that. And therefore, I like chose to not work with you in a healthy way. I just wanted to be in this denial of, I don't want to see you. I don't even want to understand you. And I don't even want to know that you're taking this energy and like freely giving it away. And I think I just accepted, like, okay, if that's the case, like, I just don't even want to see and know about it. Like, I'm just going to see that I'm only there for me.
well, I think I'm seeing that they're both energies that are being needed from the outside and internally.
Um,
What are
yeah,
needed to energy that is kind of created, transferred from the outside and what I'm giving to the outside.
yeah. So when I decided to disown you and say, I'm not going to be that, I don't want to be a part of that, you are like not connected to that, that's not me, I'm going to make sure that that's not me. The moment I decided to do that, um, I also like disconnected from the truth. And the truth is, if I have me, then you also exist.
Yeah, because you don't exist in a vacuum. We don't.
Yeah. Well, then, so then if I exist, that means you automatically exist.
Mhm.
Why do you, like, it's hard for me to answer this question because I'm like, why? Why do you choose that life? Like, why do you choose to be there for others? Like, why? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? Why would you want that?
Um, from my perspective, this is what life is, which is being in relationship with others and creating connections and creating together,
Like, why do you value
changing.
that more than the self? If you didn't have that, if you don't manifest your desire, what would it mean for you?
Um,
Because I'm manifesting my desire powerfully and I don't want to give it up to you. And I see that you want to equally do that to me.
I do feel like there is a little bit of sense of I put others on a pedestal more than me.
Oh,
I feel like there's interesting things that I can learn out from people outside of me, but I don't I feel that I put more priority in them because I don't really feel myself having as much importance.
Oh,
And I mean, even though I know that I have, I'm somebody too, but just feels like, yeah, they have something different from me, and I'm putting them on a pedestal as more important.
imagine your life not being connected to others and not receiving that from others, having no,
Yeah, it feels like I'm so barren.
oh. And when you are in that space, then that's what you would be feeling about yourself, like worthless.
Yeah, barren.
Yep.
I see that's what I'm running away from too.
Yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to feel the barrenness of myself. And I feel like there's more life and things when I'm giving and prioritizing people outside of me.
And if you're used to your way of living, I see that you're really separated from me as I am to you. Like we can't coexist peacefully, is what I'm trying to say. Because I would be so triggered by you and you would be so triggered by me. Like you have your valid right for your belief, and I have my valid right. And I feel like if you were to say, okay, now I will accept and be there for myself, I feel like that would trigger you a whole lot because of the fear you have if you only support the self.
Yeah, that it won't be enough. It's barren.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll
And
miss out on too
and if
much
and
from,
in that state of, yeah, feeling barren, not enough, you'll be missing out. What is that space like in terms of like,
yeah,
well,
it's
it's
not enough
basically
with me. I'm not enough.
you're hating yourself basically.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's enough.
Oh, so okay, so let me correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like if you were to fully support yourself in the way that I do, yeah, to you, it's like death because you don't know how to fully feel that way for yourself. And the only way you know how to feel like you have the sense of self in the way that you truly want to be for yourself is only through others.
Yeah. So I guess I want to learn from you how to feel fulfilled in myself. It seems like that's what you're doing.
That kind of scares me because I see how separated you are from me. and how scared you are from me. Like the truth is revealing, like I am more confident in myself than you are. And like again, it feels like, are you gonna see me like that with no change, like I am the other? And therefore, you never really seeing that for yourself.
No, I'm kind of seeing it like I want to learn because I just realized I have this um, sense of lack in just me, which is you. But I'm seeing that you, which is me, actually you feel quite fulfilled in your own self.
Yeah,
And that's my blind spot. I don't know how to feel fulfilled in just myself.
but you don't get scared by me.
Um, yeah, I am scared because I just don't know it.
Yeah, I feel that way with you. Like if I were to learn from you, I'm scared that I'm surrendering to you and that you will take your power of your belief of what is good and kind of dominate me. Because I know how powerfully you are manifesting your desire, and I am too. But if I feel like I'm saying okay to you, that means I'm surrendering, which feels like a little bit, I mean, it's vulnerable. I'm in a vulnerable situation where you can dominate and make me feel like I made the wrong decision. And I don't know, maybe I may do that to you. Like if I get frustrated with you, like, oh, or somehow like I could sense her want to be there for others because being there for herself is so hard. Like, and maybe that might like trigger me and get me all scared. Like, oh, is she gonna dominate me? So I better dominate her and like make sure she can't dominate me. And like also see that happening because we're so opposite and we both think what you did and what you're doing is good and what I'm doing is good. And even though I logically understand now after having this conversation, I do feel better. But like to fully trust it feels scary.
And just realize just because something is more familiar to me and therefore it's what I know and what I'm
Yeah,
more practiced in. Um, yeah, I am better in this position because I'm familiar with it and
hmm
I'm comfortable with it.
and if
But
I make you feel unsafe, I can see you choosing what you already know.
yeah, but I think it's just important to realize it's not what I'm familiar with does not mean it's better.
Oh, so you're calling yourself out?
Yeah,
It's not
because
better?
I just reveal to you also that I don't feel comfortable or familiar with just myself. I feel a sense of vulnerability and kind of like I'm lacking in that. So because it's unfamiliar to me. And
Yeah,
that's what you're familiar with, and that's what you're comfortable with and more
yeah.
distant.
But what if you get frustrated because it feels too hard, it's too painful to be there for you, almost like to the point where you like it's easier to choose what you already know. Like that's gonna make me feel scared to take this path with you.
Well, I think if you, I think that's going to be the challenge for you, well, and for me to, um, it's like simultaneously you have to stand for what you are strong in and also be open to the change. Because I need you to stand strong in what feels good for you because that's what's lacking in me and vice versa.
Ooh,
If you just, again, abandon yourself for me because you're scared, then it's not going to work. Like you have to be strong for this relationship to work.
thank you for that, genuinely.
Like for me to genuinely benefit from you, like you have to be strong with your own sense of self. Otherwise, I can't learn from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm actually in awe. Like I'm really touched. Like I didn't think you would say something like that to me by because I know you're definitely in the opposite. And for you to tell me to stay strongly in my belief, like you help me see you differently. Like, oh, she genuinely wants to see me, which makes me realize with what you said feels true. Because I was kind of skeptical, like, oh, you're easily saying this, but how do I really know? But you saying this made me recognize, um, I now know that you will, because you said this to me. So thank you. Um,
So I'm saying you have what I need to um, feel stronger in my core.
then I want to ask you, if you manifest me into your life, like what does that look like?
Um,
Like meaning like you're so used to valuing your belief of being there for others.
um, what I'm seeing is, well, it's like a healing of my own internal lack, which may shift how much I give to others. But
Oh, I'll be helping you with boundaries,
oh, yeah, you'll be helping me with
where
boundaries.
you only give to other people because
I'm
You
I have,
want to.
I want to, and my cup is full.
Yeah. But if I'm not in your life, you do it because you want to, and you also do it because you have
I
to.
have to, yeah, because I have no other way of getting my
So I would
energy.
be helping you go towards you manifesting what you really want is helping other people because you really want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel really powerful in your life where
Yeah.
I don't have to lose my belief and my power. Oh, and then because I was still kind of hesitant after you were saying all of this, and I still on my end was like, that's really nice that she said that, but I don't want to say the same thing about you. And that is why I haven't been saying it. But now I have no resistance, and I genuinely want to say, I want to include you in my life because after seeing what my role could be in your life in a healthy way, I could see how you could be a role in my life in a healthy way where it is true. Because the only, I see it as a good thing that I'm here for myself and and I like value the power that I keep onto my, like I hold for myself for being there for me. And I think it's a very proud thing that I'm able to be there for myself. And I realize, but I was running into challenges where people will like think, God, she's only really there looking out for herself. And like people would view me as selfish, or people will view me as like, um, it's all about themselves. And like,
And does that make you feel
people,
lonely?
well, it's kind of hard for me to admit, but I'm now admitting it where yes, but I didn't like to admit it. I would be like, that's fine. I don't need it. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be lonely, but I didn't let that take me down. I felt like, no, being there for me fully is not lonely. Um, and I feel like, yeah, if I don't feel, and I know that if I feel safely good around others, I would prefer that than to be by myself. And I feel like people judge me so negatively for being there for me, like a very selfish person. And I couldn't understand that. But understanding your perspective, I see why they would see me as selfish and not like that about me. And I don't like that people misjudge me in that way. So I feel like if you are in my life, you could help me like feel good about being there for me fully and not judging me in a negative way for being there for me fully. And I think because I feel safe and good that I'm being supported like that, that in return, I know I won't have resistance towards being there for others genuinely. I think you being in my life, I wouldn't have a problem being there for others because I feel fully like I'm manifesting my full desire of making sure I take good care of me and being there for me. And if I feel fulfilled in that, I don't mind being there for others. And I think if that is the state I get to where I don't mind being there for others, I can definitely envision my future where, oh, I will see the positivity of what you already know about being there for others. now it makes sense with what you say about when you are there for others, this is what you receive and feel. I see that I will naturally get there. And you can be my teacher with that too, of like, if you keep supporting me, I will naturally get there and be there for others. And through that, not having a problem, I will feel safe to fully surrender into how that feels good for me too.
So I'm bringing you, by integrating me, I'm bringing you connections.
Yeah, like I will naturally like would have no problem, no resistance towards being there for others. Like because it'll make me know that nobody can take my power away of wanting to be there for me. And if I know that strongly, because you are gonna like you are that when you said that to me, but you are also like enjoying being there for others, I feel like I will go out on these experiences with you of being there for others, and I will naturally feel what it's like to be around others in a helpful way. And I can logically see how they won't start a war with me. They won't judge me negatively. They will be grateful too. And I think I can see how I can include you in me as one because I would naturally feel what you have been feeling all this time with others. I would feel that for myself too. And if that's the case, I would feel good about me and I would feel good about being there for others. And to be honest, I seriously can't imagine myself saying this because I never thought this would be even possible because there was no way I thought being there for others was a good thing. But you're helping me see that's not true. And now I see everything you said about your experience with others is true. Like you're not lying to me. And like what you're saying is real. I just couldn't take it on as like, how could that be real? And I feel like you have been so quiet in letting me speak that I'm now naturally wanting to think about you and ask you, how are you doing? Where are you at? Where I kind of want to hold space for you. And I don't mind doing that now.
Well, I guess I'm realizing that um, in order to kind of step into me integrating you and you integrating me, kind of need to work together,
Yeah.
because I don't like, I need your help to have both of our ways merge.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, now that I kind of got a vision of what this can look like, I do want to acknowledge, like, yeah, I am lonely. I'm like fully seeing that I was lonely. I just never allowed myself to feel it. And it's really sad, to be honest. And I'm getting emotional because I feel like now I'm kind of having access to how lonely it is to just be there for all of me. And I want you to be fully you now. I'm genuinely saying this now because now that I'm tapping into how lonely I am, I genuinely want you to be you fully. And now I understand why you said that to me, because I want you to be fully you in your power of why it's a good thing to be there for others, because you're going to teach me like how to not feel lonely.
Mhm. So I guess we're both kind of the missing piece in each other.
I think so.
We're, boundaries and loneliness.
Yeah. And
Mm,
also power.
yeah,
We both get to hold our power, and that power in what we believe in is the power. And that power is our desire. We're both allowing each other to hold on to our desires strongly, being in that power, but like doing it in a way that's like harmonious with each other, allowing us both to manifest our desires in a healthy way with each other included. I just feel like the moment we feel fully safe and integrated in this way, we both are going to feel so like grateful and fulfilled in manifesting all of our, it feels like learning how to manifest all of our desires and not just saying, okay, we can manifest this desire, but not that desire. Like we're fully supporting and learning how to manifest all of our desires. And I feel like this is the way of ending the war, like peacefully, where we all win.
I feel complete.
And helping each other to stay in our power. I do now feel complete. I so feel like my free will release myself from these parts of the effect to the collective myself.
So these parts,
Wow, that was pretty cool. Do you have anything else you want to say to this? Kind of
um,
speechless.
feels a vulnerable thing to admit your own weakness.
Yeah.
The position that you was familiar to you, to the self, and um, you know, including the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I am feeling in this moment like I didn't even know there was like war, but now it just feels so 편안해. Like I feel at peace. Like I could feel safer into sinking into the peace. Yeah, like peace can happen. Like, yeah. And the motivation to go more towards making peace rather than feeling like there was no choice but to be in this war. Yeah. And
Okay, well, just let that
okay.
continue to work.
That's so powerful. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Talk to
right.
you later. Bye.